Hello and welcome to the SJCR Quiz of the 26th of May 2020. Can't believe we're still 2020. I can't believe it's just 26th of May. It feels like a permanent Sunday in February, which is not so good. See, I'll move this a bit closer, see if it makes me a bit louder. Let's see what that'll do. So hello and welcome to the quiz. As I say, it's been 4 rounds. There's been 4 rounds. They'll be quite short, five questions per round, because the last time it was quite long. It went on for a while. They were quite difficult questions. Um, so quite short. Hopefully, it won't take too long, and I'm going to hang out in the pub afterwards. There is a Zoom chat function open for afterwards. I can't do two things at once, do Zoom and YouTube. So we're doing Zoom. We'll do YouTube just now and then do Zoom later on. We'll get going in a few minutes. But in the meantime, how has your day been? Let me know down in the comments below if you've had an all right day, or if it's been rubbish, or if you want a shout out. Be good to see some responses. Try and get some question and answer on the go, if you know what I mean. So I can see a Philip Macaulay is saying hello at the moment. And I've gone hello, ... So we shall see who joins us. What to listen to in the meantime while I wait? Let's put the Hanging Tree radio on. So nice to see you, Phil. Good to see you've had a good day. It's really good. I'm currently listening to the Hanging Tree, which is the song from Mockingjay, the fourth Hunger Games movie. Really good album, really good song at the moment. So thanks to a friend that who posted on Instagram about it. Oh, got apparently a 4 minute delay. Hmm, that's not so good. Uh, let's see if anybody else is joining from Facebook. I did post this on Facebook earlier, so we shall see if anyone sees and then joins. But I doubt it, if I'm honest. Let's see. I can't see who's viewed it, so that's not fun. No, apologies for coming late. For not starting till just after 10 past. I was hosting a pub quiz. I was hosting a pub Zoom room for a few minutes, and then came here, but didn't quite get my timings right. So that's not quite so good. Yeah, so I'm gonna get going once the song has finished that I'm listening to, because I can't quite do two things at once. It's a really good song, but maybe I'll quieten down slowly. There we go. I'll get going. So we have got so we've got 4 rounds with 5 questions each. If you write down the answers at home by yourself, so you're gonna need a pen or a bit of paper, well, a pen and a bit of paper. You can do it the old-fashioned way, or traditional ways. I like to say traditional way, or I can use a Word document on something. Um, not on. Try not to put the questions in the answers, because that means everybody else joins. They'll be like, "What's going on?" Um, but I'll give you one question you can put down in the answers. Which quarry is the foundation stones to which the Forth Rail Bridge comes from? So there's a quarry in Scotland that the foundation stones of the Forth Rail Bridge are built upon. What quarry is that? If you can tell me that, I will buy you a pint when College Bar opens up again at St John's College. So if anyone knows the answer to what quarry are the foundation stones for the Forth Rail Bridge, what quarry do they come from? If anyone knows the answer to that, I will buy them a pint in St John's College Bar when it opens up again. So we've got 4 rounds of 5 questions. Write them in a Word document. Write them in a pen and bit of paper. On one of these, if you post-it notes, if you've got one, post-it note pen. And close, Phil, close. Not tell you which one it is. But yeah, so 4 rounds of 5 questions, and really simple. Going to take us about half an hour to go through all, I reckon. So we'll be done by 9 o'clock, I think. So our first round is all about travel, and it's all about travel. So I can include anything from planes, trains, automobiles. To quote from the film is really good. Planes, trains, and automobiles. Recommend watching it if you've not had the chance to watch it. But an 80s film, I think. The 80s or 90s, I want to say. Really good. But these two people who get lost and try and get from one part of America to another part of America, but having to get in a plane, a train, and an automobile because things keep going wrong for them. It's quite a funny film, if it's the one I'm thinking of. So anyway, speaking of America, our first question on travel has got an American theme to it. The longest commercial flight in the world is from Newark in New Jersey. To which Southeast Asian nation? So that is the longest commercial flight in the world is from Newark in New Jersey. To which Southeast Asian nation? That's not a tongue twister. If you ask me, that's a bit of a tongue twister. Southeast Asian nation. So bring it slightly closer to home now. How many miles if I was to drive from London to Durham? And you'll get a point if you're within 10 miles. It's been all over the news this week, so you should get it. How many miles is it from London to Durham driving? Question 3. So with a UK theme, but with a train theme to it. And the longest train journey in the UK is from where to where? The longest train journey in the UK is from where to where? I'll give you a clue. It's from one end of the country to the other. This might be a clue. One end of the country to the other. So it's the longest train journey in the UK is from where to where? And question 4. So I'm currently sat in a chair in Durham, and I'm thinking about driving to every capital city in each UK nation, starting here in Durham. It is roughly 1,150 miles. And if I was to drive non-stop, the limited amount of fuel, how long would it take me? If I were to drive from Durham to every capital city, starting from here, let's drive to every capital city in the UK, and how long would it take me? It is roughly 11,500 miles. So the route I would go is Durham, Edinburgh, Belfast, Cardiff, London, and then back to Durham. It's got to be a loop. How long would it take me to drive to every capital city in the UK, starting in Durham and finishing it up in Durham? It's 1,150 miles roughly. National speed limit. I'm driving at national speed limit slash the speed Google tells me slash it's a time that Google Maps tells me. Um, Question number 5. We have an obscure question, but it's about bicycles. So we've gone from 4 wheels to 2 wheels now. Which Scot is reported to have invented the modern day bicycle? Which Scot is reported to have invented the modern day bicycle? You're talking this is by modern day bicycle, I mean the first one that's got a chain to it. Not the one where you would kick yourself on it like a balance bike. I'm talking about a proper pedal bicycle. Not quite, Philip McCauley. Not quite. So I'll give us a couple more minutes, and then we're going to round 2. So about children's TV shows. And while I do this, I am going to listen to his start materials intro to that. For about a minute and a half, it's wonderful. When it starts finished, I will get going with the next round. But do let me know if you want any questions repeated in the chat below. I can't play the music on YouTube, otherwise I'll get done for copyright. I'm not wanting copyright infringement. I don't want ban from YouTube. I'd rather not. But I can recommend what music to listen to in between rounds. So I'm currently listening to his start materials on Spotify Premium. I will give you that. I'll give that pointer to it. It's a really good piece of music. So that piece of music's finished. Let's go on to the next round. So the next round is all about children's TV show from the late 90s to the late noughties. So all of the children's shows I grew up with. Wonderful. Got a bit nostalgic when writing this. So Angelica Bell hosted what TV show that saw 50 school pupils go up against 50 school pupils from another school to see which one was the best? Angelica Bell hosted what TV show that saw 50 school pupils go up against 50 school pupils from another school to see which school was the best? It's a great concept. 2 schools, 50 kids from each one, give them different challenges, whether that's physical challenges or intellectual challenges, and see which school's the best. There's a national league table and everything. I would want my school to go on that, but last week never did. It's sad. So next question. The Queen's Nose was a TV show about the adventures of what magical coin? The Queen's Nose was a TV show about what magical coin? Everyone thinks it's about the kids that are involved in it. No, but it's actually the coin. Because the coin goes on adventures with different children. It spends one series with one person. It spends a couple of series with one person, another series with someone else, another series with someone else, and it just disappears after the ten wishes it gives you. So after 10 wishes, it disappear. Go to another kid and get land somewhere else. So question 3. What type of watch was Bernard able to stop time with in Bernard's watch? Keeping with the magic theme. What type of watch was Bernard able to stop time with in Bernard's watch? Oh, it was a good show as well. Like everyone who was touching burnout as he touched the watch, as he stopped time the watch, was able to do things. It was really cool, and he was able to make things all change about and make things happen that should have happened. Really cool. Um, so the next TV show, I'm going to type in the live chat so you know what TV show I'm going on about because I could pronounce it, but you might get confused. So I will pronounce it, but so you don't get confused. It's Carol Vorderman was a TV presenter on How To, True or False. That was Carol Vorderman was a TV presenter on How To, which was how was how they finished. Carol Vorderman, was she or was she not a TV presenter on that show? Oh, this next TV show. So Carol Vorderman also hosts a countdown afterwards on this. So speaking of the Channel 4 theme, the Tiddly Peeps, if you need to know, they're smart, they're fun, they're everything. So the Tiddly Peeps is the name that human children were referred to in which early morning children's TV show on Channel 4. So the Tiddly Peeps is the name that human children were referred to in which early morning children's TV show on Channel 4. So another couple of minutes. Let me know if you've got any questions for Peter in the comments below. And I'm going to figure out some music to listen to in the meantime. What do I want? What do I want? Something's about a minute long. Uh, oh, this is class. I'm listening to Doctor's theme, which is the David Tennant one. Really good. It's like there's the ethereal elements to it. This has got about a minute to it. It's a minute long song, and we'll get going out right afterwards. The next round, by the way, is all about Northeast England. Quite a simple round. Because St John's College is based in Northeast of England, so why not go for a Northeast England theme to it? So now that piece of music's done, let's go on to the next round. So about the Northeast of England. So I want to know, can Penshaw Monument be observed from Observatory Hill in Durham? So Penshaw Monument, cannot it be observed from Observatory Hill in Durham? Question two. Ada Lovelace, uh, the wonderful mathematician who is who helped lay the foundations for modern day computing, is a child of Lord Byron who grew up in Aberdeen. But in what northeast town did Lord Byron marry the woman who would become Ada Lovelace's mother? So, which northeast town did Lord Byron marry Ada Lovelace's mother? So, we have a tricky one that was. Ada Lovelace, who laid the foundations for modern day computing through her mathematics and all that she developed, is a child of Lord Byron. Which northeastern town did Lord Byron marry the woman who would give birth to Ada? So you better not get question one wrong. I'll be disappointed if you got question one wrong. Question three. So Dominic Cummings recently made a visit to County Durham. Where did he visit? So Dominic Cummings recently visited County Durham. Where did he visit? You can have up to two answers for this one. Up to two answers for this one. Question numero 4. How tall is Durham Cathedral? How tall is the Tower of Durham Cathedral in steps? So if I were to climb Durham Cathedral, the tower of it, how many steps would I climb? So how tall is Durham Cathedral Tower in steps? And finally, which Scottish novelist has a quote attributed them on Prebends Bridge? Which Scottish novelist has a quote attributed them on Prebends Bridge? So I'm gonna go find another piece of music that I'm gonna listen to. I think we'll listen to Highland Ladies, Highland Laddie by Scots Guards Pipes and Drums. Love a bit of pipe music. I do wonder if, as part of curacy training, I'd be allowed to learn how. I'd be able get paid to learn how to play the bagpipes. So there's something quite majestic about the bagpipes and how you're how to blow up this bladder and then play the chanter, which is basically a flute. But you then got music. You've then got three pipes come out of it. So you've got your windpipe, your music pipes, and your chanter. You've got to blow up this bladder all at the same time. It'd be wonderful to try out how to play that. You need to have good lungs. That's what I got told. So now that Healing Laddie has finished, going to question round 4. It's a final round because last round was a bit quick, was a bit long. The last quiz I did, so it's a bit quicker this one. So um, so about the periodic table and chemical elements, chemical symbols, I should say. Um, so on the periodic table, there are two elements that are liquid at room temperature. What are they? What two elements are liquid at room temperature? Now, the letters E and S stand for what element? It's capital E, little s. So letters capital E, little s stand for what element? As of 2019, there are how many elements on the periodic table? As of 2019, how many elements are there on the periodic table? As of 2009, how many elements are there on the periodic table? Question 4. The periodic table is made up of 4 distinctive groups. So if you look at them, there's 4 groups in the periodic table. There's one here, there's one in the middle, there's one here, and there's one down below. Can you give me the names of them? They're all single letter names. They come from the English alphabet. Can you name them? The periodic table is made up of 4 blocks. Can you name them? It's and they're all individual single number letters from the alphabet. And our final question is, and the final question for this round is, what is the chemical symbol for gold? What is a chemical symbol for gold? So to recap quickly, Our questions for the fourth and final round of the periodic table / chemical symbols are: what two elements are a liquid at room temperature? The letters E and S stand for what element? How many elements are on the periodic table? The periodic table is made up of four blocks. Can you name them? And what is a chemical symbol for gold? So I will give it another minute or two, and then let me know what question needs repeated in the comments, and I will then read out. Question 2 was the letters E and S. So ES stand for, I'll put in the comments what element. So another couple of minutes, and then I'll give the answer, start with round 1. And I'm going to put on chili pipers. Not the chili pipers, and leave a light on featuring Tom Walker. So it's better than the original. If anyone doesn't know, Leave a Light On is all about drug recovery. It's all about people who've got drug addictions. It's about Tom Walker is singing that I will leave my light on for you. Just reach out and grab the help I'm offering. He's offering hope. It's like a lighthouse up in a rock. And as it shines round, it guides ships into safety into shore because it tells where the danger is. Leave light on. Oh. The reason why Leave a Light On, the Coveted Red Hot Chili Peppers do is the best one, is because it's where the bagpipes add an element of drama to it. It's a drama as in between the chorus and the verses. It's the drama and the atmosphere is added, and how it builds up and how it works with the way that Tom Walker sings, I will leave a light on. I've got the pipes playing behind it. It carries this song. It takes it to that next level. I love this song. I love this version of this song. It's the bee's knees. And it's the way it goes into that sort of rap sequence. The pipes are still playing in the background with the snare drum. It's it just adds that extra element of it carries, it adds that extra drama that you don't get when you listen to to the normal version of this song. And it sort of adds how the emotion of Tom Walker's feeling as he's singing this. He's like, I'm singing my heart out to you. And the pipes convey that. And so when the pipes drop out at the end of the song, you can feel that how that's Tom Walker's energy is with that song, and how it's this emotional state, but how the pipe plays on slowly in the background, and how it can be heard for miles. It sort of acts as that light on. It's a single piper. It's gorgeous. Yes. So now that I've listened to that, let's get cracking with the answers. So round one was all about travel. So answers are from 30 minutes in if you're watching later. So I wanted to know the longest commercial flight in the world is from Newark in New Jersey to which Southeast Asian nation? The answers is Singapore. Singapore to Newark in New Jersey is the longest commercial flight in the world as of 2018. Not when in 2000, not there's been plans to make them go longer, but COVID-19 scuppered all that. How many miles is it from Durham to London or London to Durham? So the nearest 10 miles. What's been in the paper, it's been online all of this week because of Dominic Cummings with his wife. 260 miles. 260 miles from London to Durham. The longest continuous train journey in the UK is from where to where? So the longest train journey in the UK is from where to where? That's Aberdeen to Penzance. It leaves Aberdeen at 8:20 in the morning, gets into Penzance 13 hours and 23 minutes later, which puts it at 9:43. So go back to question two, Phil. It's 260 miles. 260 miles. Question three is Aberdeen to Penzance. It's something like 1,700 kilometers or 1,200 miles. No, not quite. It's about 1,000 miles or thereabouts. It leaves Aberdeen at 8:20 in the morning, gets into Penzance at 21:43. I have done Aberdeen to Totnes, I've done Aberdeen to Plymouth, but I've not gone beyond that yet on the train. It's a goal one day to get from Aberdeen to Totnes. Might be the longest day of the year. It's the 22nd of June most years. I could do it for my birthday one year. Start from Aberdeen and then go down to Penzance and then drive back. That'd be quite cool. Um, Hello, Jesus. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Jesus. I'm Lewis. I'm a friend Phil. Um, so how long would it take to drive? So starting in Durham, how long would it take to drive to all four nations? All four capital cities of the UK nations. Start going. So it's going Durham, Edinburgh, Belfast, Cardiff, London, and back to Durham. It would take a day, so roughly 24, 25 hours, according to Google. It's 1,150 miles, roughly. So a day, I'll take a day, 24, 25 hours. That'll do. Which Scot is reported to have invented the bicycle? It's a modern day bicycle, the 18th century onward invention. And that's Kirkpatrick Macmillan. Kirkpatrick Macmillan. So to sum your scores up, you get 6 points for this. Up to you get a point for Singapore, point for 260 miles. I'll take between 250 and 270 because you get 10 miles either way. You get 2 points for Aberdeen Top and Aberdeen Penzance. You get a point for 24 hours, so a day, 25 hours. And you get a point for Kirkpatrick Macmillan. So I'll give you a few seconds, total them up, and then go to round two. Round two is all to do with children's TV shows. I first of all want to know what show Angelica Bell hosted that saw 50 school pupils from one school go against 50 school pupils from another school to see who was See which school was the best. Uh, and it is 50-50. The TV show was called 50-50. What a great concept! 50-50 for 50 pupils. 50 pupils go against see which 50 is better. Really cool. Question 2 was The Queen's Nose was a TV show about the invention of what magical coin? Of course, that's a 50p. Because every time you rubbed the Queen's nose, you were able to get a wish. And the best wishes that backfired, and the person who did it was, I wish every time someone, I wish every time someone asked me a question, I would gain £1. Now the Queen's nose was a very literal coin. It responded literally to all the big wishes, and so the person gained a literal pound, so they gained a physical pound. So they got fatter and fatter and fatter to ask my question. But question 3: what type of watch was Bernard able to stop time with in Bernard's watch? Of course, that was a fob watch. A fob watch or a stopwatch sort of thing. I'll take fob watch or a stopwatch. Carol Vorderman was a TV presenter on How to. True or false? Carol Vorderman was a TV presenter on How to. True or false? Of course, that was true. It was true. And the Tiddly Peeps can be found on what TV show? Of course, it was the Hoobs. I used to love getting up on Saturday morning at 6 o'clock and watching the Hoobs for an hour. So the Hoobs was the answer to question 5 in round 2. So I'll give you a couple of minutes. So it's 1 point per question this time. So it's up to out of 5 points. So yeah. That's a point for 50-50, point for 50p, point for fob watch or stopwatch, point for true, and a point for the hoops. I'm going to northeast of England. Henshaw Monument, which is near Sunderland, what's on the road to Sunderland, closer to Washington, can be observed from Observatory Hill in Durham. True or false? Now, of course, that is true. That is true. It's it's huge. It's this Doric structure up in the hill overlooking Sunderland in Washington. It's amazing. Ada Lovelace, her dad, Lord Byron, married her mother in Seaham Town Hall. So he said, Seaham, to question 2, you got a point. So that Seaham is where Ada Lovelace's father, Lord Byron, married her mother. So Dominic Cummings visited County Durham recently, travelled up from London to Durham. And he visited 2 places. He visited Durham and he visited Barnard Castle. So he said either of them, you get a point. And how tall is Durham Cathedral Tower in steps? 325. He'd climbed 325 steps to get to the top of Durham Cathedral Tower. And finally, which Scottish novelist has a quote attributed to them on Prebends Bridge? That is, of course, Sir Walter Scott. Sir Walter Scott has a quote attributed to them on Prebends Bridge. I'll go through all the questions again in a minute. So, question 1. Petrol Monument can be observed from Observatory Hill, so that's true. Ada Lovelace, who laid foundations for modern-day computing, is a child of Lord Byron. Which northeast town did Lord Byron marry the woman who gave birth to Ada? Of course, that was Seaham. They got married in Seaham Town Hall, not the church, the town hall. Name a location that Dominic Cummings visited in County Durham during his recent time in the county. That's Durham itself and Barnard Castle. And how tall is Durham Cathedral Tower in steps? 325. We count 325. If you say within 315 and 340, I'll give you a point. No, 310 and 340, I'll give you a point. Between 310 and 340, I'll give you a point. Which Scottish novelist has a quote attributed to them on Prebend's Bridge? Of course, that is Sir Walter Scott. So the point for all of those, 5 points maximum for this round. So I'll give you a minute to total them up, and we'll then move on to our final round, which is on the periodic table / chemical symbols. What two elements are liquid at room temperature was what I wanted to know for question 1. And that's mercury and bromine. On some periodic tables, you'll find that these elements are blue. The rest of them are black, but these two are written in blue to symbolize that they are liquid at room temperature. So mercury and bromine are liquid at room temperature. Now the letters capital E and little s, so that's capital E and little s, stand for Einsteinium. Einsteinium, an element named after Sir Isaac Newton. No, not Sir Isaac Newton, Sir Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein has an element called Einsteinium. Was one of my favourite growing up at school was Einsteinium. Radioactive, really radioactive. Not much has been produced of it. And how many elements are there in the periodic table? As of 2019, when they all got named, was 2018, 29. You're talking 118. There's 118 elements in the periodic table. If everyone can look behind and zoom in on the periodic table, which is about here, there's 118 elements in the periodic table. And I want to know what the 4 blocks make up the periodic table. There are 4 of them. There's the S, there's a P, there's the D, and there's the F. So the F block contains your lanthanides and your lanthanides and your like this. I can't remember. Your lanthanides and what other? It's lanthanides and I've forgotten. Your D block is your transition metals. So you've got hydrogen in your S block, you've got helium in your P block, you've got lithium in your P block, S block. Yeah, so hydrogen there, so alkali metals. And you then got your non-metals are mainly found in the P block. So S, P, and D and F. You get a point for each one of those. And finally, the chemical symbol for gold is Ag. It's Ag. I appreciate this was the toughest round of the quiz. You get 1 for mercury, 1 for bromine, 1 for Einsteinium, 1 for 118, 1 for S, P, D, and F, and 1 for Ag. So what's that? 9 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Get 9 points on this round. 9 points. So mercury and bromine for question 1. Einsteinium for question 2. 118 for question 3. And that's the exact answer. S, P, D, and F for question 4. And AG for question 5. So let me know in the comments below what you got. I think this was a somewhat easier. I thought it was quite an alright quiz. I've written harder, written easier. This seems alright. I think the Kirkpatrick Macmillan one was the hardest one in travel. But yeah, I did a children's TV show all off of memory. So if any of them are wrong and disputed, do let me know because it's all off of memory. North East England was all off of memory, apart from Durham Cathedral Tower Steps, which I did Google. I did check the cathedral website to double check that one. So let me know in the comments below what you got. And I'm going to go going to Zoom at 9 o'clock. So I'm going to nip to the loo. I'm going to end the stream and nip to the loo and then head on to Zoom. The details for Zoom are down below. I will enable the waiting room. So I shall see you in a bit. Bye for now.